everybody is Dee. I'm glad you're here, let's get into some things. I hope you're ready, cause this is what I do. It's all about different perspectives in here. Where you gon' get the real, no BS in here. We keep it real as we can. You can tell your truth and feel comfortable here. DeeDee's reactions, videos and live DeeDee's reactions. She's about to put on a show. These reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Keep it real, keep it DeeDee's reactions. What you gon' do? DeeDee's reactions. We about to go live. Subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Welcome to the show. Everybody is Dee. I'm glad you're here, let's get into some things. I hope you're ready, cause this is what I do. It's all about different perspectives in here. Where you gon' get the real, no BS in here. We keep it real as we can. You can tell your truth and feel comfortable here. DeeDee's reactions, videos and live DeeDee's reactions. She's about to put on a show. These reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Keep it real, keep it DeeDee's reactions. What you gon' do? DeeDee's reactions. We about to go live. Subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh.
What up, YouTube? It's your girl, DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. Happy Friday. I hope y'all are doing well. Shout out to everybody in the building. I hope y'all are doing well this Friday. I hope everybody is enjoying their day so far. Shout out to everybody watching, everybody in the building. Make sure as you come into the building, you're hitting the like button. Make sure as you come into the building, you hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, y'all. So make sure you hit the like button as you come to the building. Look, if you are new to the channel and you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe as well. So make sure you are doing that. If you want to support the channel, you want to get your questions or comments read, make sure you support via Super Chat or Cash App, you guys. That definitely helps the channel out. All right. Yeah, so we back at it, y'all. Happy Friday. We're still talking about this whole Micca situation, y'all. This probably be my last time talking about it. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to drag this out. But I wanted to speak on the newest, information that we've got in. And since I talked about this yesterday and I was like, I had my opinion. Y'all know I had my 2 cents. Well, child, there's some more video and I want to play it. I want to get y'all thoughts. It's a hot mess. I want to play a little bit from Lakeisha, I think her name Keisha, and also shout out to what is his name? What is it? House of Hypocrites. House of Hypocrites, because he posted some stuff that is kind of jarring, and it speaks on the whole situation. But listen, we're gonna talk about it, y'all, and I'm just gonna get my thoughts on it. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Comment, chat, leave your thoughts in the chat. Y'all hit the like button as you come into the building. I want to hop right into this Lakeisha's reaction, because basically she watched the interview of Tasha K, because Tasha K interviewed Anton as well. And there's some discrepancies in what Micca said versus what Anton is saying. And I want to just get your thoughts on that. I want to get your thoughts on that. So make sure you chime in the chat. Let me know what you think. But let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. I'm not going to hold y'all too long, but I want to get into it. Here we go.
Before I even got my team to reach out to you, Micca came to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my homegirl. Pop culture Micca.
Yeah. And she had a manager hit me. I'm like, why does somebody with 50,000 followers have a manager?
He laughed.
What she do? So I'm trying to Google, like, I'm talking about saying, what she have a manager and an agent? I ain't saying that no more. What she do? And she was like, well, I'm labeled as, Anton Daniel's side chick, and I'm nobody's side chick.
So let me kind of give y'all just a little commentary on that. She reached out to Tasha to do this interview.
Mm-hmm.
And in preparing for the interview, Tasha is going to do her research. And she's like, who in the hell is this girl? Like, I don't even know who she is. I don't find nothing on her. So at that point, Tasha's like, well, who is this chick? And she leads with telling Tasha she's been accused of being Anton Daniel's side chick, which Tasha is saying she hadn't heard of it either, but that she wanted to clear her name.
I was like, okay, cool, no problem. I said, give her the interview.
Yeah.
So then she backed up a little bit. She was like, she was supposed to do it, then she made up an excuse, and then made up another excuse. I told her, I said, hey, Anton's coming on the platform on Wednesday. We need to get you before, because otherwise the story's going to die down.
Mm-hmm.
You came to me. I didn't come to you.
Right.
Right? The internet is slaughtering her name right now.
Absolutely.
Right.
I think it's unjustified because, well, I mean, you know what the internet is, right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I have to take a little bit of responsibility for that because I'm infamous right now.
He's definitely, or I would say he definitely needs to take accountability, because if you guys follow the story, right after this happened, Anton was still online telling us that Micca was there and how fine she was, which we didn't need to know that. And you only make the situation worse by continuing to throw this out there.
And it's for a lot of different reasons. One of the reasons I think is because of my political perspective.
Okay, so this is just the introduction part where Anton is acknowledging the everything that Micca has went through. But in all honesty, from my perspective, I feel like Micca set herself up for this. And you're going to learn in this, I'm going to
Now, if y'all want to watch the interview, you can go to TashaKLive.com, and you have subscribed, and you can watch the full interview on her website if you want to see the full thing in its entirety. But we got to go through the little bits and pieces of this, then we're going to move on to the other video, y'all. But let's continue.
It's kind of hard to do this, but I may just have to play more than I want to, because for some reason it doesn't like to let me put it at different places. If I was on my computer, it'll be a little different. But in this interview, the part that I want y'all to hear is that Anton does not make this situation better. In fact, he makes it worse, because he goes on to say that Micca had flew out and was actually there with him for 2 days. Now, we didn't even know that. And I'm not sure why Anton said this, but I always say it's harder to tell a lie than it is to tell the truth, because when you have to tell a lie, you have to remember the lie. You have to make sure you don't mix up your lie with the truth. So it's a lot to prepare for. So I guess, in all honesty, I can see why, Anton said she had been there for 2 days, because again, lies are very easy to, they're very hard to keep up with. So I'm going to play.
All right. So listen, let me move. Let me say this, because I really want to get to House of Hypocrites video. Basically, in this particular video, she's asking Anton about the whole situation. Anton is basically saying, what are you saying? And then, when they got to the point of her talking about, because that's the part I really wanted to say, where she's talking about, did he remember when Tasha K asked Micca, do you think if you was ugly, Anton would have chose you? Tasha K asked Anton that same question. He said, hell no. Which makes sense. He said, hell no, he wouldn't have chose her if she was ugly. He clearly stated that. So he talks about that. He clears that up. There's some other things he talk about. He talked about the Corey Holcomb situation, how Micca was there a day before the Corey Holcomb situation. And they were there together. He basically talks about that. He talks about that. Yeah, and basically he cleared up. He said something different from what Micca said in her interview, and so it's interesting that she didn't want to do the interview at first, but then she ended up doing it. And that's basically all the part I wanted to point out, that what Micca is saying versus what Anton is saying is conflicting. Anton don't want to really get into it much, and he talks about the Corey Holcomb situation. All y'all already know that situation. I'm gonna move on to the other video because that's the one I really want to share with you guys. If you want to hear this whole thing in its entirety, you would have to go to TashaKLive.com and listen to the entire video, and watch the entire video. But basically it's conflicting. But what I really want to get to is this video of House of Hypocrites, because he shows some things that, child, I didn't know. I wasn't trying to know, but ain't too much in this particular video, and you can't hear it all in her video. So we're gonna move on to the other video.
Tried the dirty Mac and tried to.
This one here, it shows a lot, and he's talking about a lot in this one, y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. The stories don't add up. Micca is saying one thing and they're showing something else. And you know what? Like I said before yesterday, this is unfortunate because I don't know if she really knew what she was getting herself into. And a lot of times women move in a certain way, and then on top of that, if you have a husband, you have to, you know what I mean? You have to think about your actions. Look, there's certain things you just can't do as a wife. And I don't know. This is why people will be looking at her actions and her husband. So let's get into this video. Shout out to House of Hypocrites, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? The nigga know I'm married. Nigga know I got shit going on. Luckily for me, I do what the fuck I want to do and I don't worry about that shit because I got control over my situation.
At this point, I really do think Micca was cheating on her husband with another woman's husband by the name of Anton Daniels. After I seen this shit, why would you edit this particular picture to make this imagery look lesser of a problem? It's deceptive as fuck because you a woman knowing that whatever you doing was wrong, so you ain't want this particular man to be fixated on Anton Daniel having his arm wrapped around your goddamn waist. You embrace.
Oh, so the video was edited. His hand around her waist was edited out. Wow, that's okay. Let's continue.
Him, he pulling you in, you leaning on him, damn near grabbing that ass. You didn't want that original photo to be shown, so you edit it, or somebody edited, somebody on your team, or you edit that motherfucker. Why? So if you would be that deceptive about this small photo, what about this?
I'm not assuming she broke. Hey, look like you. What is your hair doing? Because you look like you just. What's up, girl? Y'all did this nice. They said you had the Glock out, bro. What the street saying?
You on mute, Micca.
You on mute, Micca. That's what the street saying. They say you was the shooter, bro.
I was the what?
You was the shooter. Man, I'm just letting you know what the streets saying. I'm out here in the LA streets right now.
You shot the sheriff.
Yeah, they were like, man, Micca was the shooter, cuz.
No, and I just came upstairs. And I just came upstairs. And I just came upstairs.
Y'all might be wondering why I played that 3 times, because you gotta have an eye for this shit. When you offer information out of guilt so you can get ahead of it and control the narrative, you do something called a confession leak. So what the fuck you saying, House of Hypocrites? She know that the perception of her being in Anton Daniels' room at 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning is not going to look right because she's somebody's wife and he's somebody's husband. So when she got a chance to actually kind of articulate herself, knowing that she fucking drunk, knowing that her hair all fucked up, she did not arrive to Corey Holcomb's studio like that. So she got to this confession leak because it looked wrong. Because it is wrong. And that guilt made her try to get in front of this narrative when somebody asks why she's in Anton Daniels' room. This wasn't a big deal because at the time, at this very moment she's in his room, the panel and the panelists and everybody is so focused on the Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb say it again or let's go outside. Nobody is honing in on that particular dynamic. Like, bro. And I missed it too at the time. But now I'm like, what the fuck was you doing?
Now, listen, let me say this. You know what I mean? Because, content creators could come off as the moral police sometimes. Oh, my God. Okay? I will say that. Content creators, and even myself, could come off as the moral police sometimes. Let's be real. I'm going to be honest and, keep it a buck. We could come off as the moral police. You know what I mean? That like, oh my God, they fooling around allegedly. Oh my God, like we've never seen these types of things happen. Baby, people be snatching and dashing all the time. People be married and screwing this one and that one. There's people in these social media spaces be doing this all the time. Be hooking up with that one and that one. That one be married on the low. That one be married. That one be single. They be having multiple. Like they be doing this all the time. So this case isn't unique or special. I'm pretty sure there's more all over the social media atmosphere of people hooking up and doing what they shouldn't be doing, right? So I don't want to play the moral police because I know people be out here doing what they gonna do. I think just when you see this type of stuff happening and based on what a person stands for or what they say, I guess you kind of, look at it as hypocrisy if a person is, portraying themselves to be one way and then all of this comes out. You know what I mean? Anton been saying, he do whatever he want, and this woman is saying she's married now, but I didn't know she was married. She didn't seem like, I can't say seem, I didn't know she was married. But now that she's saying she married, her actions are very questionable. I said yesterday, I didn't think that they was fooling around, but who knows? Like I said, I wasn't there. I don't really know, but my perception has changed a little bit because I'm like, wait a minute, you and this married man's, which he says clearly out in the opening, he do what the hell he want to do. So his wife and him probably have some type of agreement or arrangement that she understands and it's cool. But is this woman really married and does her husband understand or have a problem with what she's doing? That's the question. That's what everybody is curious about. And then, and then she's saying there's nothing going on, but if that is 3 a.m. and you in another man, like, come on now, we as a married woman, no way in hell, no way, unless we had an agreement that we do threesomes and she was a part of the plan or something, but that ain't happening in most situations, in most marriages. That's no way in hell. Now, if his wife agrees with that and she okay with it, he's in the clear. But does her husband agree with what she's doing in another man's room 3 a.m, allegedly, if that's what, baby? Oh my God. Baby, that is suspect as hell. That's no way that's gonna fly. Now, either her husband doesn't care, or either he doesn't know, or either she don't have a husband. I'm just saying, damn, like that is, that ain't, come on now, as a married woman, no, ma'am, that is suspect. There's no way you sitting there, your hair, her hair is gorgeous, by the way. She looks decent. And she's sitting there and sneaking and geeking and then watch the next part. Like, what? I'm like, oh my God. Actually, this is the video I really want to talk about. Because when I saw this, I was like, oh shit. Oh, baby, God. It's over. It's over, girl. You're not going to ever convince anybody in these social media streets that you and Anton ain't fooling around. Oh, even if y'all wasn't. You're not going to convince people of that. I'm just saying. You really put yourself in a horrible position. Now people don't trust what you say. None of that. I'm just saying, let's continue.
Because you just said on Talk Perspective, your obligation days to live on Room 9 is Thursdays and Fridays. This is Tuesday.
And for me, I'm only on Thursdays and Fridays.
Okay.
Why the fuck you ain't you feel me? Hop back on a flight, go your ass home. And you said you just got in there, which is a lie. And I'm about to show y'all that Anton Daniels, for about an hour, was looking off, asking Micca, is she ready? I'm reading the nigga lips. No, did he? And he's saying, are you ready? Are you ready? Then she gonna jump on the fucking camera to try to say, hey, I just got up. I just came from up. No, the fuck you didn't. You been there.
No, and I just came upstairs. No, and I just came upstairs.
They're braided, right?
Nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. Nigga, my haircut. If my barber ain't talking to me, my haircut 25 minutes.
That's because they be talking. Them beauticians be chit-chatting.
Hell yeah, them niggas.
They be
That's why my haircut be an hour sometimes. I'm like, nigga, shut up.
Nah, listen, I'm from goddamn me. Listen, I'm from goddamn me.
At that particular time, he's saying, that's cool. You ready? Right? I mean, she been in the nigga room. She been, so why jump on camera and say, I just came upstairs? You been in the room for an hour. You probably been in the room since he got there, because y'all probably only got one room. If I was her husband, I'd be trying to check into that shit. I'll most definitely be trying to check into that.
I mean, straight up, child. Baby, I don't know what kind of husband she has. Maybe he's just clueless and oblivious or what. You know, there's speculation that she has a white husband, child. I don't know. That's speculation, allegedly. They're out here saying that her husband is white, and maybe he's not in tune with what's going on because of that. I don't know, but child, this is some ratchet shit. To be honest, this is horrible. If she has a husband, like, come on now, come on. You know, and if you're going to do something, and almost, look, and once again, shout out to Anton and all of them, but I ain't going to lie to you. I can't lie. This look like this, I'm saying if she has a husband and y'all sneaking and geeking allegedly, it almost looked like he's trying to expose this. Why would you be in the same hotel room with this woman and y'all jump on camera? You would think that you would be more discreet, that you wouldn't try to show it off. Look like they trying to show it off. He looked like he's trying to show, look where I'm at. Look, me and Micca in the same hotel room. Y'all see what it is? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of energy I'm getting. Like Anton was trying to show, niggas, this is what I do. Okay? My wife don't give a damn, whatever, it's cool. Or maybe it's just cool. That's what it looked like. He's trying to show everybody what's going on. Like, come on. Like, or they think people are stupid and people are not going to put two and two together. I don't know. That's what it looked like to me. But anyway, let's continue.
Then let's not speed past her appearance. She looked inebriated. They both looked inebriated. And when Anton Daniel was goddamn pausing and muting and I guess when Anton was disabling his camera, I'm like, shit. The further they got along, it seemed like he getting a little bit more looser. Maybe they were drinking off camera. You feel me? And it's just speculation. Speculation. Out of all the times this woman she got curly hair, right? Big curls. Every time she ever came on camera, her shit ain't all fucked up like that. Even when she go do the Tasha K interview the next day, she got on the same goddamn shirt. You feel me? Same lit necklace. You feel me? And that is an indication that maybe she showered, right? Because whatever she wore to go meet Corey Holcomb, it wasn't the same shit. Bitch ain't about to wear the same shit for 3 days. I'm sorry. Unless she just like that. But what I'm saying is, if you've been in that goddamn room since he got there, then you're off camera talking to him for about an hour, but when you jump on this bitch saying, oh, I just came upstairs, is it fair to me to ask, did she take a shower in that room? Because the nigga Anton was preparing to jump in the motherfucking shower while she was on screen. You don't believe me?
Okay, he got his own platform going, he got his own thing going, so it should be fine.
I think a lot of you guys are 1000% unable to be impartial on what you saw and or heard.
Big shit. I don't want to hear that shit, nigga.
Darlene.
What y'all didn't notice, he had the white shirt on. He took the white shirt off. Nigga went in the restroom, started brushing his teeth, walking around. He want to be seen. It's like he want to be seen that he's in this moment with her.
Exactly. That's what I said. It looks like he want everybody to see. Look, I got it like this. And she looks so stupid. God forgive me. I'm not gonna even say that. She looks so oblivious. Like, girl, oh Lord. Derek Spinner, thank you for the super chat, says Lucky Marie showed alleged photos of her husband yesterday. The internet found him. He's black and a fitness trainer. Oh my God. Oh my God. I need to go check out Lucky Marie. Shout out to Lucky Marie. What the hell? So what? Lord, girl, I would be child. He gonna find out. Somebody gonna send these videos to that man. Then he gonna find out. And child, this is a hot ass mess. These social media streets are a hot mess. I tell you, and we see a lot of this stuff unfold. We done seen cheating, Derek Jackson cheating on his spiritual Christian wife. We done seen, all kinds of, allegations of this one sleeping with that one. I hear the stuff, I don't talk about it because I'm not really, and this is the most I probably talk about this. I don't really get into that stuff because I don't really be having the time. And it's not that interesting to me. I hear a lot of cheating, hoe and trick situations as it is around in real life, people cheating on it, getting caught. I don't really want to talk about that like that. I mean, it's too much of that. You don't hear enough of married couples actually not cheating and doing the right thing. So it's not that intriguing, honestly. These just Anton happens to be a major public figure on social media, content creator. So, we got to talk about these things. But normally I don't really delve into this stuff too much. Because at the end of the day, it's a common scenario. Somebody always cheating. Somebody always leaving their husband. Somebody always doing it. It's a cycle of the constant situation happening over and over and over again. There's nothing new under the sun. This is what people end up doing, cheating and fooling around, and then it mess up, it fizzles out. Then next thing you're back with somebody else, or you're dealing with, it's all the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So it's really not that interesting. Thank you for the super chat, Derek. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, please. But this is crazy. And I'm just saying, if she didn't do anything with the man, it certainly looks like it though. Why? Because there's no reason it looks horrible. And if that was what y'all was gonna do, why y'all recording it? Why y'all? It's like y'all putting out the evidence to show people. And once again, clearly this is not affecting Anton and his marriage. So if she's the one trying to say this is not what she's doing, does she not think people would see these videos? What? Is she really? So they're saying she has a husband. So is she concerned? Are they getting a divorce? What's going on? Because you could be married, but it's not working out. And she don't care because she's not worried about this getting back to him. That's the only thing I'm saying. Like, this is interesting. Interesting. Let's continue.
You go throw your clothes on the bed, them drawers. He throw his drawers on the bed and whatever, his little pajama shorts or some shit, just to pick it up on camera. He winding down, about to go jump in the shower.
As Anton's representation.
Thank you.
We want to say that we went to the 5150 program to have an educated conversation. The conversation took a left turn, and we decided to use our judgment. And what?
And let me say this also,
sir.
Let me say this also.
What?
And let me say this also,
sir.
Let me say this also. Micca stayed in pocket. She followed my lead. She ain't do none of that. She ain't trip. She just said, yo, I'm rolling with you. And that's the end of the conversation. She ain't say one word. She just kept it moving. That's how women are supposed to move. They're not supposed to do all of the extra shit and all of that. You follow the lead of the person you're with.
That's a fact.
You don't say nothing. You don't get out of pocket. You don't do none of that.
You jump in the middle.
Move with the person that you move with. That's it.
After this, the stream ends. Anton Daniels eventually go jump on somebody else's stream and start talking about this.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's a
It's a nice suite.
Well, that
Where they got
bitch,
you
and let me say this also. Shout out to my girl Micca.
You know what's interesting about that glaze? He looking directly at her. He ran. This is why I say when I say confession leak. He just shot it out Micca. As soon as she looked at it in that goddamn corner. I mean, she was still there.
Corey, let me tell you why I think Corey is a bitch, bro. Let me tell you why I really think he a bitch. Let me tell you why I really think he a bitch. Let me tell you why I really think he a bitch.
Let me ask you a rhetorical question. Do you think that's a door opening or a door closing? Is it the room door or is it the shower goddamn door? Is it the bathroom goddamn door? We gonna get to it. They gonna be like, this nigga house of hypocrites lame, did a motherfucker. You can't whoop me, bitch. You can't whoop me, goddamn. But it's provocative. It gets the people going.
It wasn't because of the confrontation. It wasn't because of none of that. It's because that nigga tried to dirty Mac at the end.
How you gonna dirty Mac a married woman and a married man?
He tried to dirty Mac and tried to, you know what I'm saying? The nigga know I'm married. Nigga know I got shit going on. Luckily for me, I do what the fuck I want to do and I don't worry about that shit.
Okay, we get it, Anton. Anton do what the hell he want to do. But my thing is this, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to be honest, like, the whole shit seems corny to me. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It seems really corny and bad. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm okay if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen players in the past, right? Have y'all, or even now, y'all have seen dudes, right? Who got a bunch of women, literally have a bunch of women, right? Don't they move a certain way? Does this look like how they move? I'm just asking. Let me know, please. I'm just asking. I'm asking chat. Do men who you know have a lot of women move like this? Do they? Yes or no? Or maybe I'm just old school, because I'm thinking about a time before there was social media. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe that when there was a time before social media, right? Okay. There's a time before social media where dudes who had a bunch of women, these women are kept at bay. You never see them all together unless one of them found out about the other one and they were fighting or something. But they weren't interested in recording. They weren't interested in showing evidence. They weren't interested in doing any. They just move a certain way, and they handle all of their hoes a certain way. They keep them in check. One or two of them might find out, and like I said, they be fighting. Girl, I seen that happen. But maybe that was just in the day. I mean, there were cameras and stuff back then. They could have recorded stuff. I mean, but they move a certain way. They go do what they gonna do, and they move a certain way, and that's it. But this looks interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. It looks interesting. It looks almost like it was scripted, choreographed, in a sense. Am I tripping? Is it just me? Let me know if it's me, y'all. I'll take that. It looks as if this was scripted, choreographed, and planned out. It don't look genuine. It don't look like a real player type thing. You know what I mean? And maybe it's not supposed to. I don't know. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. That's all I'm saying. Let's continue.
Because I got control over my situation. But what if my chick wasn't familiar with the fact that I got a chick out here with me?
What's crazy about him gesturing that way, he gesturing towards the restroom Micca is in, taking a shower right now. Let me play some little clips after this. Because I kept hearing somebody in the back room act like an echo, and it sounded like they was in a restroom. Who the fuck else can be in that restroom?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
she just so happened to be a person that signed to me. So the whole reason why I brought her there was to also mention her and get visibility for her so I can continue to try to blow up her platform. But Corey knew that.
And this is where another lie come in. Corey only knew that 5 minutes before the show. The nigga told me personally, you tried to put her in position last minute, which is where the issue is arising to why you told her husband, or she may have told her husband something that was never confirmed. So when she didn't get on the show, it was a real issue in her real life. Because he said, I don't know that bitch. I told you, explain the bitch. But the nigga trying to sit up here and lie.
But see, Corey tried to throw salt in the game afterwards and tried to, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to like do some dirty shit. I don't fuck with niggas like that. These niggas keep talking about how real they are. They keep talking about all of that type of shit. I would never do that type of shit to a nigga.
Nigga, you did it to JR from the Lapeef Network. And you knew he had a woman. And you knew he was fucking the little bitches on the panel. You started your show. Was it Fight Club or After Hours? You started your show trying to siphon panelists, the same bitches he was fucking on. You was trying to get them hoes on your show. You started dirty macking. That's the real definition. You started dirty macking on Lapeef, stealing his audience, stealing his panelists. And then you start telling everybody he fucking all these bitches that you trying to get to your platform. You most definitely did this to a nigga before.
Oh, damn. Oh, my God. Well, damn. I heard some things about that. I ain't gonna lie, but I never repeated it. It ain't my business. But I've heard some things because I don't know what's true, what's false, whatever. And I ain't that deep invested into it, like he is. House of Hypocrites, he could be an investigator. I ain't that deep into investigating that kind of stuff because I don't really care that much. But I definitely heard some things about that. That's interesting he brought that up because I'm saying I heard some stuff too. I hear a lot of stuff. And this is all before me. Like, I come into it and then I'm hearing like, oh, snap. Oh, really? Okay. All right. Keep it moving. This is crazy, y'all. But anyway, let's continue.
These niggas act like the internet ain't real. These niggas acting like the internet ain't a PS2 memory card, nigga.
I would never try to ruin a nigga relationship. Now, he can't ruin my relationship because, again, I'm doing whatever it is that I do and I don't have no secrets. The fact of the matter is, that's the lamest shit that a nigga can do is try to throw you under the bus, trying to expose you when a nigga get mad and that ain't even got nothing to do with the conversation. Nigga, right. Corny. That's some corny shit, bro. That's some corny shit. When you losing an argument or you feeling some type of way and then you try to do some dirty macking type shit, y'all better watch these niggas that y'all looking up to. These niggas ain't OGs.
But you know what? I think a lot of people have said the same thing about Anton, and I don't know these people personally. A lot of people have said the same thing about Anton. They say he's corny too. They say you and Anton and Corey are one and the same. Like y'all do the same things. And when I was watching the interaction with them when they got heated and they was, cussing how it all started, I was saying, damn, y'all both do the same thing. Y'all doing the same thing to each other. I noticed that then. So there are a lot of people who would say the same thing. Y'all, if that's the case, y'all both corny. Because this seems odd and on the corny side as well, to be honest with you. Like why would you, if you were a woman that he was seeing, I'm just saying allegedly, if this was his woman, side woman, whatever y'all want to call it, and she has a husband, wouldn't this be lame to expose her in a way that would, have her husband know what's going on? Do you want to keep on rolling with her and doing what you're doing? Because exposing her to her husband or potentially expose her would cause all of this to have a impact on her side of things, right? So I would think like if you are the player who has these women, you don't want to, and then that they have a man too, like you got a wife, you wouldn't want to expose that. You would you would want to keep it as private because you don't want to mess up what she got going on. You want to keep being able to be in a position to be side off and with her. So letting her husband possibly get a whiff of what's going on could end the whole situation. And I'm saying most dudes who have been players, they don't want to blow up your spot. They don't want your husband to know that what is going on because they know that might mess it up. They want to keep that on the low. That's the whole point. The same way some of the dudes who are hiding from their wives, they don't want you coming blowing up their spot and blowing up what's going on because they want to keep the good thing, the party rolling. They want to keep the good time going. You know, they don't want that to happen. So that's why I don't understand. Like, so if something is happening here, because if nothing's happening, this still looks horrible, and there's no excuse for this. If nothing's happening, and she has a whole husband and your wife is okay with it, but her husband may not be, still putting this all on. So this is why I say the lady in this, Micca, something is missing. Like, she's not paying attention to this. Or it could be that she really don't have a husband, and it would make sense. Because if you're single and you don't have nobody that you are with, then it doesn't matter. But if you got a whole husband and you using that as a way to kind of making it seem like something, you know, better, but you really don't have one, it all still just looks convoluted. It all looks bad for her, really. Because once again, Anton Daniels has made it clear he do what the hell he want. So he's telling everybody it doesn't matter. And we see the wife is cool and calm, collected. She don't have a problem. So that ain't bothering him, but it's gonna bother Micca. It's gonna bother her as it relates to her reputation. As to why, that's the reason why she wanted to go on Tasha K to clear her name. The reason why she did videos about it, to clear her name. But you cleared your name, but then look at all of this. This is not clearing. This is doing the opposite. This is crazy. Let's continue.
These niggas is not real. They not OGs. You can look up in their eye and tell that these niggas is not real. They don't even move like real niggas. Real niggas don't do no shit like that. Ever. They never do no junk like that, bro. Shout out to Corey, bro.
It's been almost 2 years. You didn't introduce or make an effort to introduce Anton Daniels to your husband. You didn't tell him you was at the goddamn Detroit sitting courtside NBA game until after the fact. You attempted to edit Anton Daniels' hand off your ass and present it to talk perspective. You at a hotel room with this nigga at 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning. You couldn't acknowledge the fact Anton was flirting with you on camera, which means you was being deceptive on his goddamn behavior. You have never talked about your husband ever online. And I'm not even mad at you for not showing your family online. I can understand that. But to never talk about your husband, not even in a good light, that says a lot. Or maybe he just a fucked off nigga. And maybe everything you done is warranted. Because Anton's wife clearly don't give a fuck if he have another woman. She with the program. But he didn't protect your image. And now you looking like a married man side chick that has no beneficial factors to show for. What y'all think?
Yeah, I think it's a hot mess. I really do. I really do. And like I said yesterday, I'm just like, girl, was you not thinking when all of this went down? Did you not pay attention to what was happening? When I saw the clip of Anton, and once again, shout out to Anton, but when I saw the clip of Anton saying, oh, she's beautiful and she's gonna get, do good business for me, essentially. I'm not saying the exact words. Then I had enough sense to know then that this is a setup. He has an agenda. And she just laughing and she's just like, oh, I don't like, she's just like laughing and like she don't get it. Like she's not picking up what he's putting down. And I said then, oh snap. Yeah, that was part of it. And then now this, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, come on. And why would you, once again, I will say this, y'all. Why would you record this? If this is your personal dealings with somebody, whether people think she's a side piece or not, why would you record that and post it up live for people to see? Like, people are not going to put two and two together. That's why I'm saying it almost looked like it was orchestrated. Like this was a plan to show people, see, I said I get bees, I get chicks, and I'm going to show y'all right now what's going on. Y'all niggas probably going to be mad because y'all can't get her. You know what I mean? Type of energy. That's what that's what I picked up. And I'm just like, once again, if this is what you do, why would you want to expose it like that and expose her? Because she's getting the backlash. she's going to get more back. Anton said in the Tasha K interview that he did not pick her. She was saying yesterday, as we watched yesterday, that he picked her because people sent him her, her stuff or what she was doing, and he picked her because of that. And he's saying no, he picked her because she was cute, basically. And everything else. So it wasn't just about, because there was not much there, but that's what she wanted to believe. But he basically, debunked that and basically said what it really was. And so I once again throwing her under the bus. And so I don't know. She's trying to clear her name, but she's not doing a very good job of doing it because stuff keeps coming out showing her in a different light. Dr. Devil Dog 1775, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Says Micca doesn't want Mr. Potato Head on her public body count. She ain't got no husband. Wow, man, in my Chris Tucker voice, she's saving herself for a real baller. Baby, child. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, either way though, Devil Dog, it just looks bad, and I'm just saying, all this time she never said she had a husband. And now she said I would think it would have been better if she had not even said it, kept that a secret, because now like I said yesterday, it makes her look bad. And any woman that is a wife, that is a no-no. Like, there's no way in hell you would be in a man's room, allegedly. We're going to say allegedly, but we see with our eyes, 3 a.m. with a man that's not your husband. Nah, I don't think any man would be accepting of that. Thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Y'all are saying damage control. Her husband would have to come along with us no matter what they're going through. Otherwise, she couldn't go. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's no way. And I think that's why Tasha K said, girl, I don't think you married. Because a wife don't move that way. And I agree. And like I said, shout out to Micca. Girl, this is not personal, but I'm just saying, this is how you looking out here in these streets. And this is not good just coming from another wife. I'm just saying. And you're trying to clear your name for a reason, because you are married and you are a wife and you don't want yourself to look like, be put in a bad light. And I get it, but it's not helping, sis. Ask a brother, thank you for the super chat. Says, guess I'll have to address this. You might. And listen, and shout out to you, Ask a brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I mean, I just, and like I said, it's nothing personal towards Anton Daniels. I respect what he does and everything, but it's like, this is more on the Micca aspect, because Anton has made it very clear that he does what he wants to do. But she's trying to clear her name. She's trying to say, I am nobody's side chick. I am nobody's side piece, and I will not be accepted or tolerated as such. But girl, you're not defending your case when you are in this married man's room, or he's in your room, whoever room y'all are in. 3 or 2 of them. I don't care if y'all went out of town and did business. What are you doing? No, that is unprofessional. And if you're trying to keep it professional between a person, between a person that you're supposed to be working with, this does not help your case, honey. And I don't know, maybe she just don't see it that way, but she need to start. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Says, who would be jealous of a man that pays to play? Child, I'm just saying, y'all know how sometimes the men get, they be like, oh, these niggas just mad because they ain't got no, side piece and all that. And I'm like, I'm just saying, it's just certain things you don't do as a married woman or a married person. Now, unless that is your agreement. And I'm going to assume, and I know sometimes you shouldn't do that, but I'm assume that because Anton says, I keep telling y'all I can do what I want, I assume him and his wife have some type of arrangement or an agreement that it's okay for him to do that, because he's not hiding. But on the other hand, thank you, Successful MD, she's trying to clear her name, because if she does have a husband, she doesn't want him to get the wrong impression. But think about it. Why are you, or maybe she just thinks that her husband won't see any of this. He's nowhere connected to the internet, or maybe he don't have internet. Maybe he don't have a phone. Maybe he's so detached from social media, he's not going to see none of this. And she's just banking on that. I mean, because why would you? Because if anything, I'm just saying, and I don't want to be in any way, shape, or form associated with a side piece. because that would do my husband a disservice. You see, you think about your husband because you have one. No, I'm not going to associate myself with somebody who's considered a side piece. But what I am saying is logical thinking would have you think, look, there's no way as a married woman you going out of town with a man and then y'all in the same room and laughing and kikiing and he's behind you brushing his teeth. And what is this? This not high school. This is grown people who have responsibilities and have husbands and wives and children, I would assume. Like, what? And I guess the jury is still out on if she have kids or not, because she said she's going to keep that private. We didn't know she had a husband. She might have children and everything. But so even if you have children, how old are your children? Like, are your children going to see this? Don't you have to uphold a certain reputation, a respect level for your husband? I'm just saying, as a married woman, that looks horrible. Charles M, thank you for the super chat, says Anton arrogance is going to be his downfall. Micca is sleeping with Anton. Why would you need to edit the video? Rita doesn't care as long as the bills are paid. You know what, Charles M? That seems appropriate. That seems about right. Because I just don't see no other way. So, and that's the conclusion I'm gonna have to come to, because I just, this looks bad. And she's smiling, he leaning over the chair, then they editing pictures and all this. That does seem like damage control. And all that, like I said before, I just, if good sis Micca was doing this for trying to elevate her platform, whatever, there's a better way to do it. You could do that in a way without compromising your marriage and your vows and your husband and yourself. There's a better way to do it. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes you got to know when to just, bow out gracefully or just be honest. Hell, because at this point, I wouldn't know what to say. That's no way. That's all I'm saying. Thank you once again, Charles. I appreciate you for the support. I don't know what else to say. Like I say, all kinds of stuff be happening in these social media streets. I hear a lot of stuff. I'm not connected to any of the ish, but I hear a lot of stuff. But I hear it and I keep it moving because I don't repeat everything I hear because it ain't really my business and I really don't care. But what I'm saying is this here is just taking legs and it's growing in a way. And then Anton doing the interview with Tasha K does not help her anyway. It's still, it contradicts what she is saying. And I'm like, if y'all really got something going on and y'all really trying to keep it on the low, wouldn't y'all have then she says she don't talk to Anton. That in the interview that said Anton says he talks to her all the time. They still cool. She says she don't. He's saying they do talk. He talked to her. So where is the husband in all of this? Because if this was what's happening to your wife and you know about it, if the husband knew about it and he's portraying her in a light that doesn't really reflect who she is, wouldn't the husband have something to, want to have a word with this Anton guy? Wouldn't the husband want to have a word with him? And would it be okay for her to still be talking to him? Because at this point, you have to sever all ties. Like the interviewer said the other day, he said, if you were my wife, it would be a wrap. And I think most men would think like that. There's no way you're going to keep on conversing with this man who's clearly either y'all had something going on, and if it wasn't, it clearly made it look like y'all had something going on. Why would you have anything else to say to him? That business relationship would be severed. I don't know what kind of husband she got or what. Does he speak English? I mean, shit. Does he know the English language? Does he know what YouTube is? Does he know about all this? Because there's no way. The woman is a beautiful woman by beauty standards, right? Everybody would say that. And she has a husband. So any man would be like, wait a minute. But first off, most men ain't gonna even let that go down. Most men ain't gonna even let that go. Most men ain't gonna even let they wife. Hell, a lot of men, don't think it's think women should be doing podcasts. A lot of men with wives don't even want their wives on social media. A lot of men who are married don't even want their wives in the public eye. So you think most husbands gonna be okay with their wife going off on a trip in the same room with another nigga that he don't know, and then y'all canoodling in the morning? That man said that was his boxes on the bed. He brushed his teeth walking behind you so casually and comfortably. I don't know what he do that at. I don't know, y'all. He speak Japanese. Oh my God. I don't know. Oh my God, it's just weird. She gives IG of husband and you see pic of, Wait, she gives IG of husband and you see pic of a daughter? Okay. All right. I mean, hell. I said in the beginning there is no husband. It's all cosplaying. Wow. Green card hubby. Oh my God. A perjurer is not to be trusted. Discipline the perjurers. She comes off like an escort and her husband is a simp. Oh my God. Y'all crazy. 17 years prior service and he has a media company and he is Muslim. Oh, wow. Lord have mercy. Anton, they saying Anton is a trick. He cannot be Muslim. Ain't no way. Right. Don't they have certain rules and values and things that they won't deal with? Like, isn't that would be worse to be doing this with a Muslim husband, right? Unless Anton blackmailed her husband to accept her cheating. God, don't take my word for it, LOL. Anton can't use the conservative grift anymore if he out here sleeping with another woman. We need to hear from her husband. I think he don't exist. No way. Yeah, and I think especially for her, because her whole platform is based off of conservatism. She's talking about political views and things like that, which I think is great. I think she has something there, but it's going to be clouded. It's going to be, you know what I mean? It's going to be tainted with all of this that's going on. Because once again, most conservative individuals, people who are conservative, have conservative views. They don't take cheating lightly. You know what I mean? You don't take cheating. You don't just brush that off. You know, and that's what I'm saying. Most conservative people will look at this as a loss. They don't, it's not something that they promote. They don't promote cheating. If they think that you're involved in something like this, yeah, it's a turnoff to a lot of them, And so I just think, once again, I have conservative views, of course. And I think most Black people actually do. And so, that's why I thought the political aspect to what she was doing was a good thing. But you have to present yourself a certain way if you're going to be doing that. And I don't care what nobody say. You can think that you can come off one way and have people perceive you in another way. No, the two, in my opinion, are one and the same. Like you have to be able to present yourself a certain way for people to perceive you that way. If people perceive you as a 304 because of the way you dress, but you're saying, no, I'm a loving wife and I'm a conservative, which one you think they're going to believe? If you're presenting yourself as a more provocative version of yourself, but you say, I have a husband and I'm conservative and I'm faithful to most people are not going to believe you. Now, it could be true. What you're saying could be true, but their perception in social media in the world is everything. The way people perceive you is more believable than what actually is. This is why I speak on image. Your image is very important. How you present yourself. How you present yourself has to match up and align with the things that you are saying. Because if the two don't, then that brings in skepticism. So now people are skeptical about what you say versus what you present. What you say versus what you do. So, and we have a lot of women who believe that, I could dress the way I want to dress. I could wear T&A out, but I'm still a good person and I'm loyal and I'm this. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. What you present is what people perceive you as, and you're gonna be hard pressed to change the minds of people. And if you want people to follow what you're saying and what you're doing, you have to it has to line up. You have to be about what you say, and you have to look accordingly, and you have to basically line yourself up with what you say you do and what you are about. That's why I'm saying you can't, it's difficult, especially for women, because, women are already looked at in a certain way. And we have certain moral obligations as women. We can't just do anything, especially when we're married. And if you're coming off as a conservative Christian, you have to line up with what you say you are. And if, usually conservative Christians are married, they believe in family, they believe in their husbands, they believe in, you know what I'm saying? Those types of things. Cheating and being side chicks. Now, even though we see a lot of them sneakily doing what they want to do, we see a lot of them getting busted, right? So they get busted even though they're out here doing something else. But the ultimate goal is to put an image that represents what you stand for. This is why in politics, if you're married, you know, there's a reason why they want to be married and have a family, because that looks good for conservative voters, because they're all about family, you know, and family first. So you have to present that, because if you don't, you can't go out here, you know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to Micca or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, people are saying, you know, I'm trying to give her advice, like, to stop talking about this and go and pursue what you want to do, because this just seems very damaging to what you're trying to do. And, you know, and she brought it back. I think she's doing this to herself at this point. And I'm just like, don't do it. Don't do no more interviews about this, girl. Girl, go and post some videos. That should be videos of your political views back to back to back to back. Stop focusing on this, because this is negatively affecting your brand. This is why I say all publicity is not good, especially if you're trying to push a different narrative. You keep harping on the same thing and it's not beneficial to you. Charles M says, Micca's husband is a police officer and he works for SWAT. Micca will do anything for clout and money. Even though Anton is unattractive, some women will trick for status and money. Oh my God. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate you once again for that info, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy though. DeeDee, now you see what men deal with on a daily, from feminine men and women. They lie, and lie. Yeah, this is crazy. Micca probably doesn't want to come off as being single older woman in a conservative space, so she lies about her marital status. Oh my God. So some of y'all are saying she's lying about her marital status, and some people are saying she is married. I don't know what to believe. She says she has a husband. Tasha K says, listen, and I've been watching Tasha K for years. Tasha said, girl, if you don't have a husband, you don't have to report it. So I guess we have to wait for Tasha K to report it. I don't know. You know what I mean? But either way, this still looks bad. And I think her doing these interviews did not help her at all. It did not help her at all. DeeDee is destroying her credibility. I agree. Adam 22 pimps out his girl. So what is the big deal? Maybe the SWAT husband does the same. Maybe, but then there would be no reason for her to try to clear her name about being with Anton. Then, if her husband is okay with it and this is what y'all do, she should have been silent. You don't have to clear your name if that's something you're doing. You wouldn't make it known, like Anton is saying, hey, I do what I want and I'm good. His wife is clearly okay with it. So if her husband was okay with it and nobody even knew she had a husband, she should have been quiet, because she knows what is going on. She wouldn't have to clear her name. But if you trying to, but this is what happens when you try to live a double life, when you try to make your online persona something that is really not. It comes out. I said this before. It comes out. That's like me talking about marriage, and y'all know how I talk about my husband and how I talk about learning and growing together and stuff like that. And then it comes out, I don't have a husband. I'm lying. Wouldn't y'all feel like y'all was hoodwinked? Wouldn't y'all feel like, oh my God, this girl is a goddamn chameleon? Oh my God, she lied to us. Like, I'm just saying, like, lied about something so simple, in my opinion. I don't think you should lie about. To me, that's stupid to lie about whether you're married or not. But I guess if you're trying to push a narrative, I get it. But what I'm saying, I've been talking about being married for over 20 years, closer to 30 years now. And then all of a sudden somebody says she ain't married at all. Wouldn't y'all be like, well, goddamn. You know what I mean? Well, why did you lie, man? And instead of me saying, you know what, I did lie, y'all. I thought being married would make me look better. You know what I'm saying? Because we talking about single women and all that. And so, you know, and by the way, there are women who do that. They lie about being engaged, lie about being married, because they realize as a being single woman, having these opinions about single women and all of the and marriage and all this, and when they're not married, it doesn't really look that good. So a lot of them will jump and get married, or they'll, you know, lie about being married or engaged a lot of times. So there's a thing that happens. But what I'm saying, people won't look at you the same. They're like, well, damn, why would you lie about being married? Look, your marriage is a normal thing. But somehow on social media and amongst a lot of modern women, it's like marriage is this big, strange, ooh, it just came out the blue. No, marriage is a normal thing for most people. It's not, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. It's not like it's unusual. It should be the norm for people to be married. I'm just saying. the J Witt podcast. Thank you for the super chat. Says Anton is spending a lot of energy defending Micca while disrespecting his wife in 4K. Great commentary, DeeDee. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, but listen, J Witt, I hope I'm saying it right. Is he really disrespecting his wife? Because she seems to be complicit and okay with what she's seen and what she's doing. She even said online that she loves Micca. And that's why I'm starting to believe, when Anton says, hey, see, I could do what the hell I want, I'm kind of believing him because his wife says she loves Micca. Now, I don't know if he got her in a trance or, something going on, or if that's just she understands who he is and she's okay with it. So if she's okay with it, I wouldn't consider it disrespect because she's okay with it. Even in one of the interviews, the first interview or one of the interviews he had with Micca, his wife was right there. And then they showed video of his wife sitting on his lap while Micca was sitting on the couch waiting, I guess, for the interview to continue. So his wife was right there. She was smiling and she was hugging him and she was sitting on his lap. So I think the wife is okay with what's going on. I really do. And if that's the type of relationship they have, I could respect it because that's their business. That ain't nothing that I could do, but that's their business. You know what I mean? I didn't sign up for a menage a trois or whatever you want to call it, or you know what I mean? What y'all call it, lavender marriage. That's not something me and my husband, I didn't sign up for no lavender marriage. So, but if they did, I respect it. Because if y'all could work that out and y'all could do that, that's y'all business. I respect that. But there's no way I could do it. There's no way I could. There's no way I could be with a man that's with a whole bunch of other women and I'm your wife. Hell to the no. Thank you, J Witt Podcast. I appreciate you. I could not do it. I call me insecure. Yeah. Because there's no way I want to see my man share my man with other women and big booty women and all kinds of women and women you flaunting with on the streets. And hell to the no. This ain't that kind of party. I can't do that. I would rather be single. I would rather be single than deal with a man that got to have all these hoes. Or that's, you keep a bad bee with you. You could keep a bad with you wherever you go, but I won't be with you. That's something I can't do. Maybe I would be insecure. Hell no, because insecure of me to want my husband to be my husband and be for me, not for the streets. There's no way. I would rather be single. So, shout out to them if that's their choice. Everybody is different. Everybody is different. You know what I'm saying? And I respect it. I respect your choices because, like I say, everybody's marriage is not the same. You know what I mean? You can't expect everybody to do what you do or everybody to have the agreement that you have. I respect people's choices because it ain't mine. I don't have to live with you. I don't have to live your life. I don't have to be a part of your life. That's your life to decide what you want to do with your life. And if you have a wife or a husband or whatever who's in agreement with what you're doing and y'all okay with it, I ain't mad at it. It's not my cup of tea, but it doesn't have to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't, jump on here and start bashing other people's choices. No, that's your choice. That's why I say I could agree to disagree with your choice because it's your choice. Oh, okay. It's working for y'all because, we've met swinger couples before. And, that's a question I asked. Like, I've asked, like, so how does that work? And they're like, oh, they tell us how it worked. And I'm like, y'all okay with that? Nobody ever get jealous? Because that's be the thing is, I think somebody would get jealous. It come to find out that actually did happen. Somebody got jealous and they end up getting mad. And I don't know if they stayed together or not, but somebody always ends up getting jealous. Because you got all these chicks and whatever, and then your wife start feeling alienated. Like, oh, you get some young, and then don't get some younger, prettier versions of her. Oh, and then you start, screwing her a little better, a little harder, and then she over here feel like she lacking or missing out. And in them swinger situations, a lot of times they don't want to bring other men in if they're not going that way. They usually bring more women. It's usually the husband, the wife, and a bunch of chicks. Because for some reason, he could do it with all the chicks, but he don't want her to do it with no man. So a lot of times she can't get a man. Now, there's some cases where there are men. And then what happens is the woman starts to, the agreement between them swingers was, one of the swingers was, oh, we all got to do it together unless we got to agree on the person. So where the woman could pick a man and he could pick women, but y'all have to agree on the person that she picked. So the man had to be okay with the man that she picked for her. and he had to be okay. They both had to be in agreement with the women and the men that they picked for the menage a trois, whatever you want to call it. And the agreement was that they have to do it all together. There's no side off sessions. There's no going. And then what happened is the woman was end up going off with the man because she liked what he was giving, and she ended up sleeping with him by herself. And then that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, oh, you broke that one cardinal rule. You weren't supposed to go off with the man by yourself. We're supposed to all do it together and agree on the people. No, she was caught sleeping with that man because it was too good for her. She caught feelings, I guess. She caught feelings, and then she was going off with him by herself, and the husband was like, oh, hell to the nah. That's not what the agreement. So she was falling in love or something with just the two of them. And so this is why I say that's you can't open that Pandora's box, because once you open it, you can't close it back. And then once you dive into that, it's hard. You can't go backwards. So, I mean, if you know that's something that you can't handle, if you know that's something that you can't deal with, why even start it? And honestly speaking, I know y'all know Candy and Ty. Candy from the Housewives of Atlanta, Candy from Escape, her and her husband Ty getting a divorce. And in my humble opinion, I think part of them getting a divorce has something to do with them having that open marriage. Because a lot of these people end up getting a divorce and end up having issues in their marriages because they open that up, thinking it's going to be cool. And then a lot of times it's the women who really want this too. You'll be surprised how many women want their threesomes and want to open that up. And then when it's all open up, then they be the very ones complaining about it. Like, so yeah, different strokes, different folks, you can do what you want. But what I'm saying is everything has consequences. Everything is not what you think it is. And you want to do that, go ahead. But I'm like, hell no. If you want to screw a bunch of different women, you might as well be single. Well, why? I don't understand it. Be single. Oh my God. And I understand people be talking about the male nature and men and all that. But go do your male nature single. Why you gotta have me in the corner as a wife with your family and all that, being faithful at that? And while you go off and you just screw whoever you want, like hell no, hell no. That don't sound like a good deal to me. I never could understand that. I'm sorry, y'all. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Says Mr. Hot Dog may be paying his wife to stay versus what she could get via a divorce. Who knows? But it couldn't be me. Chameleons and fakeness out here, child. Successful MD, you got a point. You got a point, child. And there's no money, no way, no amount of money in the world you could pay me to sit down and look like a goddamn fool. I'm sorry, y'all, but that's just how I feel. Thank you, Successful MD. Women we're emotional and we feel, and that's where I feel. I can be logical because I understand the nature of men via my husband, that men are logical and I learned from him. But baby, in this instance, I don't understand this whole, men, it's their nature to just be with a whole bunch of women. Well, be single. I don't want to be your pocket woman. I'm not going to be your pocket stable woman. And I know marriage is more than that. And marriage is, about duty and all these other stuff. But I'm just saying, I'm not secure enough to be that type of chick. I'm not going to be secure enough to be sitting back as your wife. And then people know my face. And then you all over here saying you could do whatever you want. But she got to be faithful because, a lot of these men can't handle if their woman cheat on them. And rightfully so. A lot of men can't handle being cheated on. But some of them are out here cheating. And for the record, if it's an agreement between you and your wife, it's not considered cheating. You know what I mean? It's not considered cheating if y'all have an agreement. But for the ones who don't have the agreement and they can just be, Big D, Willie, raw dog, and everybody all across the town, and your wife's just supposed to be faithful at the house with the kid, because she is a faithful woman, maybe. And she at the house, and you have a secure woman who's a good woman, and you just raw dog Willie all across town with Skank City Heaven and Juniper, and she's just supposed to sit there and take that. Hell no. I don't think that's right. I don't think that men should be slanging D like that when you have a wife. Why not be single? That way you're not responsible for nobody. You ain't got a wife sitting at home who is there for you. I don't. No. I'm not sure about marriage anymore. The meaning has been tarnished. Exactly. I agree. I agree. Hebrews 13:4 says, marriage is honorable among all and the bed undefiled, but fornicators and adulterers, God will judge. Keep other folks out your bed, period. Want something new, don't get married. Oh, Solomon, I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I am God. I am now a son of God, which means I am God. I smash cardboard boxes all day long. Oh my God. Oh my God. What's going on, Miss Smell the Roses? Miss Smell the Roses. How are you? Look at Anton though. He probably never had a so-called pretty woman stand that close to him. This is why all this happened. He has not had this before. Take it from a real man. But remember, he's Mr. Conservative Christian. Ooh, came in late. What did I miss? Anton in an open marriage. Yeah, I'm just saying, this is why people be like, and I don't like to, come at people's wives or anything like that. I don't really like doing that. But I'm saying this is why I hear other people say, damn, is she okay? Like, you just sitting back. And why are you okay with it? Which lead people to say or think, oh, you paying her to make her stay? Like, what is it? Because that's what I'm saying. Because I'm like, there's no way. I think that I'm a nice person, right? And I'm not combative at all, but I have a brain and I have sense and I can think logically, right? And and I understand the nature of women and I understand the nature of men. And so I can see things a little bit clearer now, especially when I was 20 years old. Now that was a different story. Okay. I had to grow into this person that I am at 20. No, I didn't know a lot. But now I know a lot more and I understand things a little bit clearer. And so I'm just like, I feel like I understand certain things and I could be logical and I'm emotional for sure, but I think I'm rational. But what I'm saying is, and I'm not a bad person and I'm not in the streets and I'm not for the streets and I don't, I'm chilled. I'm at my house. I do what I need to do as, for my family and deal with my family. I don't really be outside too much or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, and I know everybody is not the same, but what I'm saying is I just still couldn't fathom the idea of having a husband move like this. Once again, I try to hear what people have to say. And I hear a lot of men saying, oh, that's the nature of a man. It's not normal for a man to have one woman. Have y'all heard that before? I'm pretty sure you have. Where people say, oh, it's not natural for a man to be with only one woman. So does that mean that he's supposed to get married to a good woman, right? Because we talk about marriages for good women who are wives, women who understand marriage and not 304s, not hoes, right? So the women are the wives who are wives and understand marriage and who are, good to their husbands. Those are the women that get wifed up. So you want a good woman, right? You want a good woman in your corner, and you want to marry her. But you married her because you knew she was a good woman. But then to turn around and say, I got holes in every zip code, holes all over. You want to be raw D Willie, I'm sorry, running down the street, grabbing every bad bee that you can. But you got this good woman posted up at the house, raising your kids, and she got to set a certain example for your kids. But you got to think about it. Don't you have to set a good example as the husband too? You have to set a good example as the man in your child's or your children's lives as well. That don't just go under the radar. That's a very important factor. So as a man, a husband and a wife and a father, you have to set certain examples for your children also. It's not just all on the wife to have to do that. And I think sometimes this is where they get it misconstrued. The women got to be everything and all of this, but the men could just be, when it comes to that department, you could just screw everything walking or everything you think is a bad bee. You could just go bust it down and feel good about it. Do you want that to be the type of relationship that your daughter or that your daughter is in? What if she is in a relationship with a guy who is raw D Willie all over the town and she knows it and she said, Dad, but I love him and I don't care about it because you and mom did it and she didn't seem to care. So I'm doing like my mom. It's okay. As long as he's giving me money and he's treating me right. I don't think that would be acceptable. I think people say that kind of stuff, but when you're confronted with it, or if you're confronted with it, you have a different opinion then. When it's your daughter saying, Raw D Willie, I want him. He gonna marry me, but he's still gonna be raw dogging everybody. It don't have to be raw dog, and I'm just saying, but he'll be sleeping with everybody he wants to. He can do whatever he wants. I'm the lovely, pure wife. I'm just here being faithful while my husband is raw dog and cat all across wherever he fit, and I'm just at the house. And I'm just loving him, and I'm gonna be here for him no matter what. I can't do it.
Oh my God.
Hell no. Hell no. Charles, again, thank you for the super chat. Says Anton talks about being Christian. He criticized black people. Anton is the definition of a hypocrite. Open marriages fail 92% of the time. Listen, I didn't put a number on it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate you once again. Thank you so much for the super chat and for the support. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's that number's that high, but I just think it's just crazy. You know what I mean? I personally, in my own personal humble opinion, y'all, I don't believe you should get married if you know you want to. If you've never had a chance to be with a bad bee and you want to keep your options open, just stay single. You could still be. Men have the opportunities to be successful, make your money, and have a lot of money. That way, you can court and date or trick to any woman that you want to. And you don't have to worry about a wife and children seeing your examples and questioning them. You know what I mean? Or you don't have to have somebody in the corner paying them to shut up if that's the case. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying if that's the case, and just giving them money to be quiet and let you do whatever you want. And low key, they might be miserable about it. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I know I would be. There's no way I would have the capacity. And I'm telling you, I don't have it. And I'm not going to sit here and lie and make it seem like it. I don't have the capacity to sit back and watch my husband, because that's supposed to be your husband. He's supposed to be for you. And we didn't agree to no menage a trois, no threesome, foursome, and you can do whatever you want. There's no way I'm be sitting back okay with that. I'm either gonna lose my mind, I'm gonna test something up, something gonna happen to somebody, or something gonna happen. I'm just saying, because ain't no way. Or I'm just gonna leave. I'm not gonna stay in no situation like that, because that could be very taxing on your mental. Like, well, how could somebody that you've been with? I don't know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And my husband understands that, and I don't have those problems. There's no way. I feel like and as I'm getting older and stuff, I start to think a little bit differently. Like I often question, like, what if something, and God forbid, and I'm not even putting that out there. I'm not even gonna go there because I don't even want that energy. But I'm just saying, there's no way. I can't. I don't see how you could do it. If anything, I think it takes major strength for anybody to be in those types of situations. I think people think it takes strength to leave. I think it's easier sometimes, in some cases, depending on how long you've been together, what's involved, if you have a family and all that. Sometimes I think it's easier for people to walk away from a relationship versus you stay in it and try to fix what's happening. Don't y'all think that? Do y'all agree with that? I do. I think sometimes it's harder to stay, and it takes strength to stay in a situation that you're not completely happy with. I think it takes a lot of strength to stay. I think it's sometimes easier because to leave if somebody is doing something that you don't like, because that's what's expected. That's what's expected for you to leave if somebody is doing things that you don't like, or not honoring the marriage. Sometimes it's the expected thing to do, to leave. But to stay with a person that's either cheating on you or treating you bad, it takes a lot of strength to stay and try to work that out and really reason with that person and try to understand them and get to a better place. That to me takes way more strength than leaving. Dr. Devil Dog 1775, thank you for the super chat. Says, I'm still trying to figure out who raw dog.
Oh my God.
No, you didn't.
Oh my God.
No, you didn't. Wait, I'm about to say, who is raw dog with? Sometimes I be talking, y'all, and I be forgetting what I be saying. I didn't even really, I'm so sorry. Wait a minute, I'm about to say, who the hell is Raw Dog Willie? Okay, that's what I said. I don't know who that is either. Baby, I don't know who it is. Somebody. Hell. who's out there, I don't know who it is either. Baby, thank you, Dr. Devil Dog, for the super chat. I don't know who he is either, baby. But he's somebody. And they know who they are. Hell, they know who they are. They know what they doing. Shoot. I don't know who he is, but he out there. They somewhere. But they need to stay over there. Stay over there, child. Because leave that, if y'all gonna be single and y'all want to do that, go ahead. But this ain't really, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, this ain't the time to be a raw dog Willie. I'm just saying. Oh my God. This ain't the time to do it. Did y'all see them videos of these people with these, what they call them, some type of sexual ringworm disease or something that just get people getting on their mouth, and oh my God, it looks so disgusting. Did y'all see that? Oh, I get the willies just thinking about it. What? Oh my God. They're like, oh, these dudes going down on these girls. I'm about to get off here because I'm talking too much. And maybe their mouth is full of blistery bumps. I'm like, oh, y'all nasty as hell. Oh my God. This ain't the time to be raw dog Willie, raw dog Quantanisha, raw dog anybody. This ain't the time to be doing that. Y'all better, protect yourselves, strap up, whatever, or don't abstinent. This is not the time to be doing that. If you've, avoided getting something, the stuff people used to get back in the day, you need to really be called. Don't just stay out the realm of all of that. Cause child, it's some stuff out here now they showing that just I ain't never seen or heard of before. And you don't want to be caught up with, because you can't go to work. You can't do nothing if you got a mouthful of blisters. How you gonna you can't be seen in public, baby. You're gonna have to go home and hide to that hill. You can't, because as soon as somebody see that, it's gonna be over for you. And I mean, I'm just saying, how y'all go down, come up, and you gotta, ooh, Lord, it's just nasty looking. I can't stand to see a bumper, a cluster of bumps together. They call that something. My children laugh at me because they tell me the name for it. It's a name for seeing when you can't not arachnophobia, but some type of phobia where you can't see clusters of bumps. I can't stand it. I start itching. I can't do it. And baby, it looks so nasty. And it's like, child, this ain't the time to be raw dog and Willie. You better go sit down somewhere and stop. For real. It's too much stuff out here now that they can't cure. They don't know where it's coming from. You don't know how it's happening, how it's occurring, and people getting it. You know what I mean? It's like, be careful out in these streets. I'm just saying, please. Mr. Marcus, thank you once again for super chat, says, I think you're going to talk to your husband about open relationships after the live. Advice, don't come in hot. Child, I ain't got to talk to my husband about no goddamn open relationship. He already know. Ain't no way. He ain't for that either. We ain't them type of people, baby. Thank you, Mr. Marcus, for the super chat. Hell to the no. We've been married a long time. Like I said, ain't no menage a trois. Is that what you call it? Hell no. I don't know. No. I ain't none of that. Ain't no bumping cooches and none of that. Ain't nobody doing all that. Because to me, and for you to be in a menage a trois, threesome, whatever, you gotta be interested in girls too. You gotta be. Yeah, no, some of these dudes be interested in other dudes. Hey, we ain't trying to hell to no, nowhere, no, hell no, hell to no. Do you? Maybe that's for somebody out there, but no, never. Ain't interested whatsoever. Never. And I mean never. That ain't our thing. Now, if it's your thing, congrats to you. I ain't mad about what you want to do, but I ain't in it, Bennett. Don't want it. Never have. So I respect you if you want to do it in your thing. Because I told you, we met people who do that, who were like swingers, or whatever you want to call it. And I was just interested. I was asking questions and they was telling. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now they low key might have wanted to recruit us, but they realized real quick, oh nah, hell, we know. Just because we ask a question don't mean we want it. You know what I mean? We just because we asking you how y'all manage that don't mean we want to be a part. Okay, thank you very much. Hell no. And these people were respectful people. They weren't trying to force nothing. But I'm like, no, I don't like people trying to force you into stuff. But if I told you, look, I'm not into that. Thank you, but no, thank you. And you try to force it now you're gonna make me mad. And you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. You don't like me, you ain't gonna want to see me when I'm angry. I love that quote. I love that. That's from the Hulk, the original Hulk. I was just telling my son yesterday how I love the Hulk, because I love the Hulk. He just wasn't bothering nobody, and then when they come messing with him, beating him up, and then his eyes turn and he turned to the Hulk and beat their ass. I love that, because that's how I feel. I ain't bothering you, but when you come bothering me, I'm gonna turn into the damn Hulk. Just saying. Don't try to push none of your foolishness onto me. No, I said I don't want it and we don't like it. We ain't into it. Keep it moving. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Marcus. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's people be out here. They out here, that's their lifestyle. And I'm like, hell, do you? Like I said, I'm not really judging folks for real. Like, I talk about it and I have an opinion, but I ain't really judging that, because at the end of the day, I don't really care what you do. I don't care what you do, how you live. That's your life. But I do care about how I live mine and how I'm perceived and how I'm portrayed. So that's your responsibility. At the end of the day, you are responsible for the perception of you, how people see you, and how you present yourself. That's your responsibility. So I'll leave with that. At the end of the day, this whole Micca and Anton situation, I think Micca brought this up on herself, because she's the one who had to allow all this to happen. You could have set some standards and the boundaries for Anton in the beginning, and I'm sure it would have been fine. And then he could have just moved on to the next, person that he may have been interested in. Because once he realized, okay, she's not going for it, I'm pretty sure he would have moved on. He don't have to stay. But she allowed it. She is the reason why people are perceiving her the way she's being perceived. And that's just that. And now she has to live with that until it dwindles down, until it goes away. That she did this to herself, in my opinion. And there was a poll asking if this is over for her. No, I don't think as long as you have breath in your body, as long as you are breathing, in my opinion, it's never over. You can always revamp or reroute certain things. It might take a little time and you might have to go through a little something, but no, it's never over. The only time it's over is when you're not breathing anymore. When you're not breathing anymore, there's nothing you can do. But as long as you're alive and you can maneuver, she can maneuver her way out of this for sure. I already gave her the tool. Go talk about your political stuff. She should be posting videos every single day. She should be going live about her stuff. Stop giving credence to this whole situation. She opened the box right back up, and now it's backfiring. And I think that was a mistake. And if she was skeptical about doing these interviews, that she should have followed her first mind and not do them, because I think she would be far better off by not doing these interviews and focusing on her platform and building it up herself, and not focusing on Anton or what he got going on. Yeah, Anton is successful at it, but you got to understand too, it took a lot of money and things involved for them to get to where they are. That just didn't happen overnight. They're probably doing all types of things. And see, that's what I was trying to find out. What are you doing? Because I know they do ads and all types of things to promote what they got going on. So she should take that note. If she learned anything from that, she should use that and keep doing it. It doesn't happen overnight. You got to keep working at it. It's not one day you put up a channel and then you're successful a month later. No, it takes a lot of work. YouTube is not easy. Contrary to what people might think, oh, you're just doing videos. No, it takes a lot of work to do this YouTube and to be successful at it, and to actually make a substantial amount of money from it. You have to put in a lot of work. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not just, oh, just sit in front of a camera and talk. No, there's a lot that goes into it. And I think people don't realize it until they try to do it and they realize, dang, it's taken people 10 years to actually become successful on YouTube. Everybody don't just blow up overnight. Majority of people don't even make it. The majority of people who come on social media or YouTube and thinking that, oh, I'm gonna be rich, or I'm gonna make all these thousands of dollars. And no, they end up quitting because they realize, dang, this ain't happening as fast as I thought. It takes a minute before you can even be monetized to even make money. And then when you make money, when you see the little bit amount of money that you first start making, you're like, oh, damn. Well, how the other ones making? It took time. It takes money. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes consistency. You have to constantly work before you see the reward. It just don't happen overnight. It's like a job. You got to work it. And you got to go beyond it. It's almost like having your own business because a lot of times you're working hours that are not business hours. Sometimes you're up late at night editing. Sometimes you're on the weekends. Sometimes you're doing business when you don't want to because you want to make sure that you have content or you make sure that you want to, push something out. It's all about consistency and you got to keep at it. And I guarantee you, if you keep at it and you do the things necessary, you can grow. And so that's why I say she'll be fine. She can definitely continue doing what she's doing, but this may have set her back a little bit. I'm never going to say, oh, you can't do it. She definitely can. As long as you have a voice, you can use it. There's so many people has been put in situations to where they look like they were canceled and they come right back because they never stopped. Don't stop. I would encourage you, don't stop. Don't let this stop you. Hey, you did something that seemed a little shady, but don't stop doing what you want. If it's your passion and you really want to do it, keep doing it, girl. I'll tell her, keep doing it. Don't let this set you back, but don't post no more goddamn videos about Anton and about all this stuff because it's not looking good for you. Leave that alone and keep posting on your content and focus on that. That's it. That's all I would tell her. And I'm going to leave this alone because I done gave my advice to Miss Micca. Hopefully she listening. I would definitely tell her to keep posting, keep focusing on what you want people to hear from you and don't go backwards. And that's it. That's it. But I'm going to leave it here, y'all. I got to get out of here. Thank y'all once again for being here, supporting the channel. I appreciate the commentary. I appreciate you guys talking to me. I appreciate y'all coming here to hear what I have to say. Y'all have no idea what this means to me, and I appreciate you for it. So shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching, everybody who supports the channel, everybody who gave a super chat, a cash app, a like. Everybody who disliked, because remember we used to have dislike buttons. They removed the dislike button, but everybody who supports the channel in any way, shape, or form, I appreciate y'all so much. Make sure you guys are continuously supporting by watching the videos that are already posted. I post every day, y'all. So there's videos on the channel every single day. So make sure you're watching those and at least leave a comment and a like to let me know it's real. And make sure you have your notification bell turned on so that you'll be notified when I upload new content or go live. All right. So once again, I appreciate you guys. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Who knows? I might pop up here tomorrow. We don't know, child. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about. If y'all have any topics you would like me to discuss or go live about, please DM me on Instagram. Put them in my Instagram at DeeDeesReactions. I would love to hear what y'all got to say. Make sure it's something good though, y'all, because sometimes y'all be sending me stuff that I really like. Y'all be sending some stuff that I don't know. It'd be a little, some people. But look, if you got a good story or something I may have missed, or please send it to my DMs. Because I would definitely react to it live if y'all want me to. But let me know if you want me to react to it live or, in a video or whatever. But specifically if live content, because that's where sometimes I don't know what to talk about live. So if you have content that you want me to discuss live, send it to my DMs and let me know that it's for live content. And I'll definitely look at it. All right. So once again, thank y'all so much for being here. Keep up the good work, y'all. Keep supporting. Keep watching the videos, all that good. Somebody say pop up with your husband. We done that before, and people always be asking that, and I would love to. And my husband has been on my channel. We did a whole year and a half of videos of live streams together, actually. But that was during the COVID time. But my husband is he be working. Like my husband have to work. He don't play around. He does a little bit of like social media stuff on he has his own channel, but my husband is working. He don't really be having a lot of time to come on here like I do. And hell, some of the times I don't have the time. But yeah, if I can get him to pop up on here, we will definitely work on that for sure. No problem. But he's definitely been on my channel a few times. But yeah, when my husband is working, I don't like to bother him. He got to work. You know what I'm saying? He's a hard worker. I don't really be wanting to, try to bother him with coming on these things because he don't. This is my hobby. This is not his. And I think people forget that. I don't know. Some people forget. I'm not saying everybody forget it, but yeah, my husband actually has to work and he's not really focused on this type stuff. This is usually it's something that he convinced me to do. It's not something that he's really that into. You know what I mean? But yeah, if I could get him to come on, I pop up on here, I will, which I'm pretty sure I will. I just have to find the right time to get him on here. Yeah, we'll definitely do something. So stay on the lookout for that. Stay on the lookout for that. I definitely will have him on, but I don't want y'all to get too comfortable with it because I know he has to work and he's not going to always be focused on YouTube. You know what I mean? But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Shout out to y'all once again. Shout out to everybody watching, everybody who supports the channel. Stay tuned for more videos, y'all. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. Yeah, hit the like button on your way out, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Mwah. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
It's DeeDeesReactions. DeeDeesReactions. I hope you enjoy the show. Like, share, subscribe. You know it's a vibe. Like, share, subscribe. 'Cause you know it's a vibe. It's DeeDeesReactions. Tell a friend, it's DeeDeesReactions. It's DeeDeesReactions. DeeDeesReactions. Later. Later. It's DeeDeesReactions. DeeDeesReactions. I hope you enjoy the show. Like, share, subscribe. You know it's a vibe. Like, share, subscribe. 'Cause you know it's a vibe. It's DeeDeesReactions. Tell a friend, it's DeeDeesReactions. It's DeeDeesReactions. DeeDeesReactions. Later. Later.